Oh there, internet world, oh, excuse me, too many of these bloody things. Right, okay, Waste Potential 616 back again with another comic review for you. Okay, now let's get started. This is Dark Reign, the list, Avengers. Okay, now for all intents and purposes this is basically a new Avengers title, and it follows Clint Barton, Ronin, former Hawkeye, and basically he's out to kill Norman Osborn. He's decided this is sort of in response to him seeing what's gone on after the X-Men Utopia storyline. One of the criticisms I do have for this, by the way, this is written by Bendis, you know, the current writer of the New Avengers, and an artist who has a very difficult name to pronounce. It's Marko Djurjevic. Yeah. So let's just call him Marko, but he's a very good artist. Let's start with the criticism. One of my criticisms is that there's a conversation Clint has with the New Avengers, and about, you know, he wants to go after Norman Osborn, he's going to kill him, and a lot of them are like, no, you don't want to do that, blah blah blah. I mean, and we've seen that before. That conversation has pretty much already taken place in the New Avengers. Spider-Man even says, I think, at one point, oh, we're not talking about this again, are we? Yeah, I thought we went through this, Clint. You know, so it's addressing it, and I suppose it's not that much of a bad thing. Because if you were talking about killing someone, you know, you'd probably sort of talk about it more than once, because it's quite a big deal. But from a comic's point of view, you know, it's just like, well, I have already read this, you know. Then again, it is a one-shot, and maybe other people haven't, you know, who've picked up this title haven't been reading New Avengers. So, for the purpose of the story, it is relevant. Now, so Clint Barton decides that he's going to kill Norman Osborn. This is quite a simple storyline. He decides he's going to kill him, has a talk about it, and then goes off on his own and attempts to do that task, to kill Norman Osborn. Now, well, he doesn't do it. That's not a spoiler because, you know, I think we'd all know if Norman Osborn was killed off already. And as I say, it's a simple storyline, but it is done well. I don't have problems with simple storylines as long as they're done well, which this is. It's straightforward, to the point, but it is good. And, you know, it has Bendis' trademark, let's have a big long conversation, for the first half of the book, but fair enough. We do need dialogue in comic books, you know. And the second half is him invading Clint Barton, not Bendis, Avengers Tower, and working his way to Norman Osborn, sort of taking out New Avengers here and there. Now I can imagine some people are going to criticise this for him being able to take out the New Avengers, not New Avengers, Dark Avengers, where he took out a few of them. But to be fair, he had the element of surprise, and to me it actually did kind of make sense. I mean, there's a bit, and I don't mean to spoil it too much, but there's a bit where he takes out Daken, Wolverine's son, quite quickly, and as Daken's such a badass, and he's being built, obviously some people might take a problem with it, but he did the one thing that actually makes Daken lose control and piss him off, is compare him to his father. That's already been established in Wolverine Origins and Dark Wolverine, so that actually made sense, you know. And as he takes out these Dark Avengers, you know, it's only for a limited time. He's just trying to get them out of the way so he can get to Norman Osborn, and that's what he does. So each of those encounters are quite cool. There's a really nice, well, a good scene where he sees Moonstone, currently Miss Marvel at the moment, and you know, they talk because, if you may not know this, a lot of people might not, so it might confuse a few readers, but they kind of had a bit of a thing in one of the incarnations, early incarnations of the Thunderbolts series. So that was okay, you know. She was thinking about, you know, maybe even joining it, or maybe it was just banter, you know. But you know, that was a nice touch. That was a nice touch. If you're not aware of that, you know, their history, it might be a bit confusing, but it's kind of self-explanatory. It was a nice touch, and you know, he eventually gets to Norman Osborn, and well, it's not that successful. And that's it, basically. As I say, simple storyline. But, you know, that's all it needed. That's all it needed to be. The artwork's enjoyable. The page layout is really good. I actually really it's not something I actually normally pinpoint in my reviews, but I really enjoyed the composition. It had a really kind of cinematic quality to it, widescreen. Kind of going, for instance, here. Oh, let's put too much light there. Sorry. Can you see the paneling there? And you know, it just really worked for the purpose of the story. I enjoyed it. So kudos to Marcos Girola. Yeah. So yeah, no, this is a good title. I recommend picking it up. I mean, if you're a new Avengers fan, you kind of need to pick this up, because it is one of the main characters of that title getting in trouble. Now, as for the other titles, the other one-shots that are going to be coming out, the list, from the previews in the back of this, they have a Daredevil preview, and an X-Men one as well, although the X-Men is just the art preview. It does seem these are going to be independent from each other. The one sort of defining, the one, what's the word I'm looking for? The one thing that puts them all together is the fact that Norman Osborn is trying to put a list together. It's his to-do list, the people that he wants to take out, and so I don't think you're going to have to get all of them. Basically, you get the relevant one, which is relevant to your character of choice, the characters you enjoy. So there's going to be a Daredevil one, X-Men one, Secret Warriors, Punisher, Hulk, Wolverine, and Amazing Spider-Man. Okay. Now, as I say, they might be independent from each other, but there will be certain crossovers. But I don't think you're going to need to get all of them. Although I think I'm going to get all of them, because I like the idea. It's a good concept. I mean, and it makes sense. You know, Norman Osborn is in this position of power, and he's going to want to have to take out his enemies. I think these could have been done in their own titles, if you know what I mean. I mean, this could have been a new Avengers issue, but you know, that's not necessarily a bad thing. I thought I did enjoy the title, so yeah, I think I'm kind of blabbering on a little bit. Let's just say I enjoyed the book, and I recommend it. And if you get new Avengers, you need to get this. If you're a Dark Avengers fan, you probably need to get this as well. So there we go. Thumbs up. Back soon with more reviews.